Boomhauer 69 here. I notice around in America, anyways, around the holiday seasons like Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, kind of around, from basically like from the end of October to like maybe the end of January or the beginning of January 1st. A lot of people like to donate to families in need and stuff, which it's great. It's great that people like to donate to local nonprofit charities that help people in need and stuff. Like homeless, maybe homeless veterans, homeless families in need. Homeless families or just maybe low income people in need in general. And which is nice. I'm glad that people donate and help others out, but sometimes I wonder if people don't realize that it's nice around the holiday season to give, but around these holidays and stuff to give and like donate to Toys for Tots and like local food pantries and stuff. But I know it's more popular around the holiday seasons to give versus kind of all year round. And and I wonder sometimes, do people understand that you don't have to just give around the holiday seasons? You could donate all year round, like 365 days a year and stuff. And that's one of the things I would like to do on this channel, myself, on this Boomhouse 69 YouTube channel, is I'm gonna give all year round. I'm not just gonna, come Christmas time, do little videos of, Boomhauer donates to some homeless man on the streets or homeless woman on the streets or whatever the case may be, or I gift a friend or something, no, I'm gonna do it all year round. And I would like to, and I'm making this video because I would like to encourage other people to do the same. You don't necessarily gotta go big. I make that mistake myself, thinking, you gotta have X amount of dollars to donate all kinds of stuff. I like to go big or go home sometimes. But sometimes just doing it on a small scale, like I did in the one video and stuff, can go a long way. Even if you just donate a little bit. Say, for example, you go to the store, you can afford a little food. Like say you can. I'll use Hot Pockets for example. Say you go out and you buy a pack of Hot Pockets, get microwavable little Hot Pockets, and if you know somebody's in need, or even if they're really not in need, you're just a friend to help them out. You could just maybe buy 2 packs of Hot Pockets and give one to a friend, or maybe somebody's on the streets and might be homeless and they might have a way to make a fire. Gather up some wood, and maybe they have a little wood spot where they can make them a little fire pit ring and maybe cook up a Hot Pocket or something. And they can have a little extra. Maybe that homeless person buy them a little pan that they can put the Hot Pocket in to, try to heat it up and stuff. You don't necessarily got to have a microwave or a conventional oven to necessarily cook, frozen foods and stuff. You can, if you get crafty and creative, you can easily cook it on an open campfire or whatever, like most homeless people do. Some have barbecue grills and charcoal grills or little mini gas grills that might work, or they might have a little Mr. Buddy heater or something. There's multiple ways to cook up food. You could even take a lighter, and if you had enough butane in the lighter, you could spend hours trying to, simply heat up a food that way if you had to. But yeah, and that's the thing. It's like homelessness and being in need in general just doesn't come around the holidays. It's every year. It's 365 days a year. So please, always remember that, you know. The struggles, when people are in struggle or in need and stuff, that's most likely all year round. That's 365 days a year. That's not just something that, oh, it comes around the holidays and then it goes away, you know. A lot of people struggle even after the holidays are over, even in the spring, the summer, the fall, the winter, you know. They, and so always remember that, you know, and always remember you don't gotta do some extravagant thing, you know, you just, you know, like, if you know a local food pantry that accepts food and stuff, or you know your local food pantry, you know, if you go out and you buy yourself, you know, maybe some non-perishable like macaroni and cheese, you know, you get in a little cardboard box, a little Kraft cheese or the store brand or something, and you know you can afford to do so, and you know you can afford that day maybe two, you know, and you know you're only gonna eat one, maybe buy 2 packs and maybe donate the other one to your local pantry. And even if it's just one little item, like what I did in the video I did earlier called um what I call it, secret mission, because I thought that was a cool title. You know, that video there, I only donated $40 worth of stuff, but that was, even that little bit I donated will still go a long way to help a person out. That's one more person out there that is getting a meal, whether it's a guy, a girl, whatever. Somebody, because I donated that, is thankful because they actually got something to eat for the day. Because not everybody has the means to have food. Are TV dinners necessarily a really great food? Not really. They're not the greatest food, but they're better than nothing. You know, I enjoy them. I eat TV dinners a lot, you know, and stuff. You know, a lot of times that's all I can afford is a TV dinner, and I look at it, hey, it's better than nothing, you know. When you're so don't so in a way don't worry about, oh, is this good or not or bad or not. If you feel like it's the right thing to do, then do it, you know. Whether it's donating food, clothing, hygiene products, you name it. You don't have to do it on a large scale, you know. You could easily just go buy one extra and then donate it, even if it's just one little itty bitty item. You know, it's better than nothing and stuff. And, you know, that's what I think a lot of people kind of realize. And if you don't have the means to be able to donate stuff, that's fine too. And also, don't be afraid to ask for a handout if you need something. If you're struggling and you need something, don't be afraid to go to those places and say, hey, I'm struggling. I need help. I need this. I need that. You know, when I was growing up, when I was a young boy, about middle school, elementary age and stuff, there were times where I got those donations. I remember my local food pantry around the holiday Christmas season, you know, dropping my family off a box of goodies, and you know, I didn't bat an eye about it. You know, we ate it and I enjoyed it and I appreciate it. You know, that's why a lot of times I like to give back now in my adult age, just because I remember in the past getting help and getting that need, so I want to give back and do those things, you know, because I know the struggle, and it's okay to ask for help when you need it, you know. Don't be afraid to go to your local thrift stores or homeless shelters or churches or whatever. Don't be afraid to go up to them and say, hey, I need help. If you know that place, that church has, you know, like a food pantry or some sort of help, that some sort of program, we'll call it, some sort of program that will help you, and you truly need the help, don't be afraid to go and ask somebody, say, hey, I need this help, how can I get it and stuff, and they'll guide you. That's what they're there for. That's what thrift stores and stuff, like the pocket change place I donated to, that's in the town next to me called Ionia. That is a place for people that live in the county, in the area, to go and shop for whatever they need, you know, to buy stuff, donate stuff. They all the time have people come in ask for help, and they do the best they can at helping the person out and seeing what they need and stuff. Like I know they had previously in the past some homeless people come in there and say, hey, it's wintertime, it's cold weather, I don't have no mittens, gloves, and no money and stuff, and they in the past had came in and helped a person out. Said, sure, let's get you some gloves and a coat to help you survive the winter and stuff. And they even donated tents to homeless people in the past and stuff, and they done a lot. And don't be afraid if you're a person out there in need. Don't be afraid to ask for help and stuff, because they always used to say the stupid questions are the ones that are not asked, and by not asking for that help to help you get out of your situation and stuff, all you're doing is just making your life harder on yourself, and making your life harder, and where it's just gonna be more of a struggle, and more stress on your body, and at the end of the day, what's gonna happen is that stress is just gonna eventually cause you to get sick, and maybe even pass away a lot faster than what you would normally do. But so don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be scared. I know it's hard at times. There was times where my family struggled, and we had to ask for help in the past and stuff. I've seen it before and stuff. I've seen people where in the past, in my life, where people were really embarrassed to ask for help and stuff, and people would kind of notice it, and they would say, hey, do you need help? And then they would finally say, well, yeah, and stuff. So don't be afraid to ask for help. That's what those programs are there for. Whether it's your local welfare office, your local churches, your any nonprofit organization, homeless shelters, whatever. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Even if you're somebody that suffers from addiction and you want help, but you're too afraid to walk up to that rehabilitation clinic and say, hey, I'm addicted to whatever and I need help. Don't be afraid to be that person. Just, and there's nothing about donating. Don't be afraid if you can only donate one item, or you want to make a donation but you're afraid because it's a small item. Don't be afraid to. Don't worry about trying to go big or go home. Don't worry about trying to buy up like $100 worth of stuff and trying to donate. You don't gotta do that. If you don't got to necessarily donate a huge lot, if you just got like maybe 2 or 3 little items, and you're like, well, I'd like to donate these, but that's only 3 items, and you're sitting there thinking about, should I do it? It doesn't matter. It's okay if you only can donate 1 item. It's okay if you can only donate 1 or 2 items, because at the end of the day, that's 2 more people you helped out that you just helped make their life better. For example, donating food. If you can only donate maybe 1 bag of rice, or 1 box of macaroni and cheese, or 1 canned good, or maybe 1 soda pop or whatever, do it, and don't be afraid. Don't worry about what society is going to say, like, oh, you only donated 1 item, shame. Don't worry about that. There's, what I do to those people that would say, oh, and even if you have people in your life that, because I know this is probably going to happen in the near future, me on YouTube here. One example is I'll probably get internet trolls that will say, oh, you just did that for publicity and fame and blah, blah, blah. They're going to scold me and say, you're just doing it for like views and all this garbage. And, I'm going to get those, it's going to come. And me, don't worry about it. There's some words I would tell them to go. Basically, you just tell them to go fly a kite and just don't even worry about that, Don't worry about what others are going to think if you need help. Don't worry about what others are going to think if you donate stuff. Don't be that way, because just don't. And so I just want to make this little video to encourage people who need help to ask for help, and also to encourage you, people that want to give but is a little hesitant to give. I want to encourage both parties, both people in need and both people who want to donate and give. Don't be afraid to give to somebody. Don't be afraid to walk up to that homeless man on the street and say, "Hey man, I'd like to buy you a cheeseburger." Don't be worried, or a homeless woman or whatever, Don't be afraid to say, "Hey, can I buy you a cheeseburger?" And if they say sure, then buy them a cheeseburger. And if they say no, just think and kindly say, "Well, what would you like, or what do you need help?" Don't be afraid to ask people if they need help. Don't be afraid to ask for help. At the end of the day, we're just human beings living on this earth temporarily. Don't be afraid. That's like the Bible and stuff. That's what God wants us to do, is to ask for help and not be afraid. And not to be afraid to help somebody. So just remember that and stuff. But yeah, and so even if you can't, and to also remember, you don't gotta just do it around the holidays. Do it every year. That's one of my goals, is to be able to, when I have the means and the funds to do so, to help people all year round, and stuff. You don't gotta, do it you can do it in private, publicly, whatever. You can, help people out all year round. Just not just around the holidays. You can do it all year round and stuff, and you'd be amazed at how far a little bit can go. The Bible even talks about it. Jesus even talked about it. That Jesus even seen people who had very little food, and when they went up to Jesus, "Hey Jesus, I notice you're hungry and water," and they said, "Hey, I only have this little bit of food, but you're welcome to have a share." And that might have been just a little itty bitty piece of bread, but you know what Jesus did? Jesus took that bread and water. He thanked them for it. And then in return, you know what he did? He probably told them to close their eyes and hold out their hand, and he gave them more bread. Like the story of Elijah and the prophecy of Baal. Elijah was told by God to go meet with a lady. The lady said, "Oh, I only have a very little bit of food." And then a little bit of ingredients to make like a little cake and stuff. And Elijah told her, "If you bake me this cake, God will appreciate you and reward you in the end." And what did happen? Elijah told her for a long time, these little bowls full of the ingredients to make a little cake, you will always have this endless bowl of ingredients to make a little cake, and until I think it was until the next rainstorm and stuff, and told her and stuff. Like even Elijah, he listened to God, he helped people out, and God in return helped him by telling him to go here for water or food or whatever. Same thing with Jesus. Jesus teaches that about giving and stuff. And so yeah, don't feel like you only gotta give around the holidays. Do it all year round, and don't be afraid if it's just a little bit, or you bought a bunch of stuff. Don't be afraid to, every amount counts. Even if it's just a little bit. Don't be afraid. If you can only afford to buy maybe one bottle of shampoo to donate to your local church or nonprofit or whatever, or you donate to a friend, well, don't be afraid to say, here's one you can have. And so don't be afraid, even if it's money. Don't be afraid to give. If you can only give somebody $20, but they're asking for $100, don't be afraid to say, "Well, all I got is 20. I can give you 20, but I can't give you 100." And some people who are truly sincere and caring and need, they might say, "Thank you. That will still help me a little bit." So just don't be afraid. Don't worry about if it's big or small. Don't be afraid to ask. If you need help, don't be afraid to ask, and don't be afraid to give. Don't be afraid to be worried about, "Oh, what are people going to think if I give?" Don't worry even if it's big or small. Don't worry or stuff. It doesn't matter, because helping people out and doing the right things go a long way in life. So I'm going to end this video here and stuff. I said what I wanted to say and stuff. And I hope that you find this video encouraging to maybe ask for help or donate or whatever the case may be. Hope you find this video encouraging. Don't forget to hit that like it button. Comment below your thoughts down below and share this video with everyone you know. And I hope you all have a good day. And thank you for watching Boomhauer 69's channel.